Friends, hello everyone. Let's get the Facebook Live started. Yes. Let's wait a little bit if everything is running and working. Yeah, now we are live. Hello everyone, I wish you a beautiful Wednesday from Vienna. I hope everybody is doing well. And yeah, I just share this shortly in my group. Yeah. And then let's get started. Today we are talking about how to identify if your dating goals are aligned with your beliefs, and that comes from someone who is now married after having years of troubles finding the right woman, and with sometimes good dates and sometimes shitty dates. And today I really want to bring you the topic closer, that it's so damn important that you really are aware of what your relationship goals are, what your dating goals are, and if your beliefs that are underlying that, underneath that, and maybe also the subconscious beliefs that you have, if they are supporting you, or if they maybe pull you down and drag you down, and then you can work as hard and as much as you want, but you don't come closer to you don't get closer to your goal because there is something really dragging you down, like a huge amount of weight. Okay, then let's get started. One of the methods that I really love, that I got taught some years ago, is the 7 why method. Some people call it the 7 levels deep method by Dean Yosi. And it's really one of the most amazing methods that I really do each month to several topics. And what I urge you now to do is, what I offer you is, that you write down on a piece of paper, why do I want to have a relationship? Okay, and wherever you are right now, when you're in the metro, when you're with the car or somebody else, I don't know, wherever you are, and when you're in a replay, put it on pause, get a piece of paper, get a sheet of paper, open a Word document, open a file document on your mobile phone, and really do this method for a year. And it really will give you a really good amount of insights, and it really will support you a lot. And if you're live, give me a shout out, and I'm happy to communicate with you then later on and to answer your questions. Okay, so start one more time with a why that you have. Why maybe do I want to have a relationship? Why am I still alone? Doesn't matter. Why do I watch this video of Benjamin? Whatever is the starting point, you go with that. And then let's say the first question is like, okay, why do I want to be in a relationship? And then really ask yourself, and for me right now it is because I love to share beautiful moments. I really love to grow with somebody, and I love that somebody also shows me maybe my dark spots, and I'm super thankful for that. And then the next part of the exercise is that you ask the why on that. And why is it so amazing that I can share beautiful moments, and why do I want to grow with somebody, and why do I want to have somebody that shows me my blind spots? Because I love growing, I love developing, and I love to be with somebody that even shows me my limitations. I love to be with somebody that gives me a different perspective, that gives me another insight. And okay, I hope you know where I'm going with that. And then you ask in total 7 times why, and then the last question with the last why, you stop. You answer that, and then you stop, okay? And when you go deeper and deeper and deeper, it is like you look on a I hope it's the right word now, ice mountain, that the Titanic was sitting. So at the beginning you just see the pointy thing reaching out of the water, but underneath, you know, there's this huge mountain underneath. And that's the same with beliefs that we have with our goals. Sometimes our subconscious mind and also our daily mind, conscious mind, gives us some hints, gives us some little goals that we are aware of, but we don't know really the deep why underneath. And when you want to reach your goal, whatever it is in the dating or relationship life, and you can convert that also to your business life later on, it is really important to find out what your deep why is, that you can overcome also the moments where you struggle. And yes, to be fully honest, to be a company owner, no, sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's like I try things out for hours and hours, I put some effort in, and maybe it doesn't work. And then I do it another time and maybe it doesn't work again. And maybe then I put it in and try it out again and I test it and then it works. Okay, and that's the same thing with dating sometimes, with getting to know yourself better, to overcome your obstacles, to overcome your fears, that you really have this deep why, that you, because life will challenge you sometimes on your path to success, in whatever field of life it is. Okay, so first thing to wrap this up again is, ask yourself the first question: why am I watching Benjamin Brantner right now? Why am I watching a dating coach? Why am I in a relationship? Then you answer that question, and then you answer yourself in total 7 times why, and each time you ask the why on the answer, and then the last questions, those things are really your deep whys. And with that, you can write it on a huge piece of paper, put it in your phone, and remind yourself when you struggle with the dating life right now in a relationship, why you're doing that. Okay, so that was the first part of identifying your dating goals and if they are aligned with your beliefs. The second part is that right now we have some questions. I have some questions for you prepared, and if you want to have them later on, I can send it to them. So just write me down later a cheat sheet and I hand it over to you. And it's really an awesome thing that I created many years ago for my first clients and for my first seminars, and you can also convert it to different things. So it's totally fine for me when you copy that. So to explain a little bit what beliefs in my opinion are. So beliefs are repetitive thoughts, something like almost like a prayer. And if you put more and more emotions into that, then they become really deep rooted in your system, in your belief system, in your consciousness. And that could be maybe like, men are, I don't know, stupid. Women are not trustworthy. Men are not reliable. Those kind of things could be some beliefs that you have maybe conscious and maybe you have some subconscious. Or relationships are shit. Relationships are falling apart constantly. Okay? So when you have those kind of beliefs, maybe you can imagine already, or maybe you can get it already, that they don't really support you when you want to have fulfilling, long-lasting relationship. Okay? So I ask you now some questions. If you're on the way and you can write them down, awesome. If not, I will show them later to you. I will send it later to you, and then you can fill them out on your own. Okay, the first question is like, and it's not a question, it's like I start the sentence and you fill them out with the first thing that comes up in your head, okay? So I give you some examples that I was writing. Love is. I was writing never ending. Dating is. In my case, it was, what I was writing was a lot of fun and a lot of unknown. And maybe you know that when you go out on a date, you just don't know everything what comes out. Maybe a lot of men understand me right now when I say that, they can see themselves in that. You want to maybe already control the outcome out of this whole thing, and maybe some women out there too listen to that right now. But you can't. It's like a huge wave that you don't know, that you're not aware of, or it's like you go around the corner, you don't know what is waiting for you. And that's why I said dating can be also a lot of fun and a lot of unknown. Relationships are. That's the next one. What are relationships for you? Write the first thing down that comes up in your head, that comes up in your mind. So relationships are, in my case, beautiful and challenging at the same time. Women are. What are women for you? I was writing down mysterious and awesome beings. Then the next thing, men are. In my case, strong, powerful, and super patient for sure, because yeah, that's just how men are. If you disagree, you can also write it down and we start a funny discussion about it. Okay, the next part that you fill out, please, the next sentence that you finish is, sexuality is. What is sexuality for you? I was writing mandatory and fucking awesome in a relationship, and super joyful, and yeah, just amazing. The next thing is freedom and personal space in a relationship is. What is that for you? In my case, super important, necessary, and nurturing. Then a question that is also really good to find out, a question to sentence to find out what your beliefs are regarding also what impact your mom and your dad or your parents had on your relationships right now. So you can finish that sentence, and it is, I learned from my mom and my dad about relationships. In my case, that even with a good intention from the beginning, if both don't want to work on it, you fuck it up. That's my belief about that. And yeah, for sure I can also work on that too. Next one, I want in a relationship. That. In my case, that a relationship gives unconditional love, support, fun, variety, space, personal freedom and joy. And the last one, but not the least one, being without a relationship and a partner is. How is that for you if you imagine that you are without a relationship or without a partner? In my case, it is possible, it is beautiful, but I don't want it. Okay? So those are right now the first two things to find out if the goals are aligned with your beliefs. And if you filled out that questions now, or you finished those sentences, and please go through them. And if you find out one sentence where you think, fuck, so my goal is to have an awesome, beautiful, nurturing, crazy, funny relationship, or whatever kind of relationship you want to have, but one of those sentences is really not like supporting me, then mark that with a huge text marker, make some circles around it, and take that part for the next exercise that I will show you now, okay? The next exercise is from Byron Katie. Short disclaimer right now, I'm not a teacher of this method, it's just how I use it. She has really a good book that I really recommend for a lot of couples and for a lot of singers, for people who have depressions too and have some mind topics going on. It's called The Work. And she really developed those good questions, this really good method to check your thoughts, to check how you feel and if they are correct or not. And then you can also convert them in the total opposite form, and you really get a crazy amount of insights when you really do that. So if you want to go and dive deeper then later on in that, and you need some infos, let me know. We can make a call about that. And also the books are really good, and shitload a ton of YouTube videos about it. So let's get right into it. So let's say if you have the question, if you filled out before and finished the sentence on the topic, maybe relationships are shit and not meant to hold, not meant to be, okay? Then just let me write that down shortly that I answered it properly. Relationships are not meant to be or to hold long, to last long. Okay, and then the first question is, are you sure that this is true? And then take the first question that comes, or the first answer that comes out. Is it a yes or is it a no? If you say no, then that's totally fine, then we continue later on. But if it's yes, then the second question is again, are you 100% sure, are you really sure that this thought is true? And again, if a yes comes, then it's fine. If a no comes, totally fine. And then we come to the next question for both of them. Third question. How do you feel when you have the thought that relationships are not meant to be, that they're not meant to hold long, that they're not meant to last long? How do you feel? And when I really ask myself now like that with that thought, I feel it in my chest. You can also do that as an additional thing. Where do you feel it? Maybe in your body, because most of the time we have it also connected with some like cell memories in the body, because when you have like some traumas in our childhood maybe, or in some different phases in our life when we grow up, or in different situations in a relationship and dating life, they can really sometimes memorize themselves in some cells. And at least that's my perspective about it. If you disagree, totally fine. And you can feel them also when you have them connected with the thoughts. Okay, so when I feel that thought right now, that relationships are not meant to be, and how I feel about them, and how I feel about that thought, it's also like my stomach is cramping. It feels like that my chest is like pulling together, and it's not comfortable. So it gets more tensed up, and it just doesn't feel good. And then the next following question of that method is, what kind of Benjamin, in my case, and you put your name in, is what kind of Benjamin would you be without that thought? And when I just imagine that to be without that thought, and it's just like releasing, beautiful, I'm chilled, it's amazing, I trust in relationships again. And then Byron Katie offered also the option that you continue then and say, okay, and what kind of Benjamin are you without that thought? Relaxed, peaceful, calm. And what kind of Benjamin are you with that thought? Quiet, feeling good. Okay, then it's getting in this meditative state. Okay, so if you watch this video on replay, pause, make those exercises. If you skipped some things, if you are right now on the way somewhere and you just listened to it for a couple of minutes and you want to check those things out later, then go back to the replay. If you want to have the cheat sheet with the exercises, then let me know. I will send them to you, and they are really, really, really good. So I really offer you to do them for you if you want to bring your relationships, if you want to bring your daily life to a next level, if you really want to find your right partner. And that comes really from a guy who struggled many years in finding the right partner. I didn't struggle with dating. With dating was no problem for me, but I dated out of the wrong reasons, and I dated with the wrong beliefs. In my case, wrong beliefs, or not supporting beliefs, with limiting beliefs that were not aligned with my goals, where I wanted to be in a relationship. Okay, so if you have some questions, let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for this beautiful time with you. I hope you have an awesome day and an awesome evening, whenever you watch that. And yeah, I wish you a beautiful evening, beautiful day, and we see us in the next days. Everything good. Bye.